Hello and welcome everyone to another Sales Hacker webinar. But this isn't just another Sales Hacker webinar. This is one I'm super excited for. I was very energized after the pre-webinar call that I had with this man beside me, this floating head beside me. And what we're talking about today is the ultimate guide to doubling your productivity and profitability. And I am joined by Jeffrey Gitomer. Jeffrey, welcome, man.
Thank you very much, Scott. I'm happy to be here. I busted the bank with your fee, and I demanded 10 times their normal fee, and they paid it.
It was crazy. I had to remortgage my house. It was wild. So you guys better enjoy this next hour with us. All right. So super quick background on Jeffrey. If you've been living under a rock, you don't know who this man is. I'll give you the quick lay of the land. So Jeffrey is the King of Sales. That is his title. That is a real thing. King of Sales. He's an international sales trainer and keynote best-selling author of actually, I think it was 13 books.
You can say whatever. It's actually 16, but who's counting? Once you hit 10, the number is superfluous.
I love it. So 16 books. I think the most notable being the Little Red Book of Selling. You know, that's the number one sales book. Best-selling sales book of all time. If you haven't checked it out, please check it out. And, you know, I read a little bit, your kind of ethos, and I want you to break this down for me before we jump into this.
Sure.
Your whole ethos is people don't like to be sold, but people love to buy.
That's correct.
What does that mean to you?
I don't want a salesperson to be pushy. I don't want him to tell me. I want him to ask me. And if he asks me or she asks me, they may engage me to a point where I would become interested in them.
Yeah.
And if I'm interested in them, I'd want to learn more. If all I hear is a sales pitch attached to a bunch of slides, I can find that online the night before the guy ever shows up at my place or at my office. And I'm aghast at the people that still do it that way.
It is crazy. I know. I think there's a lot of factors of why people still do it that way. You know, partly I think in software anyway, we're just making some AEs do too many demos, so they go into like just.
Well, they think that sales is about numbers.
Yeah.
Sales is about relationships.
Totally.
I may make a sale, but I'd rather have a customer.
Agreed. All right. So a few housekeeping items before I kind of hand you the reins.
Okay.
So number one, you know, these are all recorded, everyone. So I always get a few emails being like, hey, when's that coming? We're going to send it your way in about 24 hours after we wrap up. And then number two, me and Jeffrey, you know, we like hanging out now. Hopefully we hang out more after this, but we do these for you, the community that shows up. We had a ton of people register for this one, and we really do want you to be in the driver's seat. So we have content that Jeffrey has prepared, and we're going to run through a bunch. We're going to throw a ton at you. But, you know, if you have any questions, please jump in. You know, right now, if you want to introduce yourself on the Q&A and chat, we would love that. It makes it a lot more fun for the both of us. And without further ado, Jeffrey, I'm going to hand you – I'm almost scared to do this, but I'm going to hand you over the reins. And see
Alex, if you could move our videos over to the right-hand side a little bit more as we're looking at the screen, it would be helpful. I don't want to block out any words because my slides go top to bottom. That's pretty good. In 1972, I watched a movie called Challenge to America 200 times as I was gaining my positive attitude. I watched it every morning. I literally rented a 16-millimeter projector that you could get from the library for free for 3 days. So I rented it on Monday, returned it on Thursday, took it out again, and rented it until Sunday, and then went back and rented it on Monday. I had the machine for almost a year. The movie starts out with 8 words in the form of a question that are only answered by each individual who hears them. The question is, and you might want to write this down, what does it take to become a success? Think about that.
What does it take to become a success?
To 1,000 people, it's 1,000 different reasons, ideas, and things. I want you to take a moment and write yours down. Do we want to do the poll now, Scott, or do we want to?
That's a good call. Let's do that. So let's get everyone kind of engaged, everyone in this with us. So we have a few poll questions we want before we go further. And while you're doing these polls, also think about this question. What does it take to become a success? First one, what are the biggest sales challenges you're facing today? Just a quick note here, you can hit multiple ones. If you're experiencing a lot of these, let us know. And we'll give you 3, 2, 1. And we'll go on to the next one here. Okay, wow. Interesting. So we just got the results back. Jeffrey, can you see that?
Overcoming, they can't, they think they can overcome the price objection. I think that's the biggest hunk of bullshit I've ever seen, but go ahead.
So getting in front of decision makers, 82% say that's the biggest sales challenge you're facing.
Wow.
Getting in front of decision makers. That's crazy.
Now, actually, getting in front of them is easier than having something of value to say to them, but that's a whole other issue.
Agreed. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Is cold calling necessary in today's sales environment? You hear a lot of talk on the old interweb, on LinkedIn. Cold calling is dead. This, that. Want to hear our community's thoughts on this. What do you think people are going to lie on this one, Jeffrey?
I think that if you want to hit maybe, that might be because your boss is demanding it of you.
Yeah. All right, 3, 2, 1. We'll wrap that one up. Yes, cold calling is 100% necessary to generate new opportunities. That's 52%. 45% hit that maybe category.
All right, next.
Next.
How many people are taking the poll? Come on, you bastards. Just come up to your keyboard and click it. How hard is this?
Do you make cold calls in your day-to-day? All the time, sometimes, rarely, never.
Yeah, click that one. I really want to see that. And there's several hundred people on. Click. Come on, click. How hard is this?
All right, we'll wrap it up. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Sometimes. That's the 44% say sometimes. 39% say all the time. 20%. That's interesting. Say rarely or never.
Yeah.
Is that odd to you?
Those are the 20% I want to hire.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Back to it. Oh, one more. Sorry. What are your feelings around cold calling?
I love making cold calls. I hate making cold calls. I have no, my favorite color is plaid.
This is interesting. We always get some people that say, I love making cold calls, and I almost want to get in touch with those people and see if they're.
Yeah, some people will tell me, Scott, I make a lot of money cold calling. And we differentiate in our definition of the words a lot.
Yeah. 30% of people say they love making cold calls. That is wild to me. I've cold called many hundreds and hundreds, thousands of times in my life, but I don't think I loved any minute of it. I hate cold calling, 21%. No strong feelings, 50%.
We'll see that this poll will evolve as people go forward. And when you watch the replay, it'll still be in there.
Cool.
All right.
Back to it. What does it take to become a success?
I'm about to give you all the elements that you need to help yourself be more productive and make more sales. And many of the elements were penned more than 100 years ago. And I'm going to tell you some of what it takes, but you're not going to like the answers. Because the answers don't have anything to do with beer or television. My statement is, I'm not going to change the world, but I can help change your world. Which do you think is more important, the world or your world? And you're all going to say, oh, my world. And I'll challenge you, where do you spend more time? In the world or your world? This is a sign that I saw in a parking lot in Coos Bay, Oregon. We can't change the world, but we can change your oil. And the parking lot was full of customers because they, in their message, decided to tell the truth.
Not that.
For the record, even though you're watching this, you can take a picture of anything you want, but my slides are not. Please don't email me and say, can I please have your slides? They're my slides. They are not available. Can I have your television? Is that available? But here's where you can find me. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, but you don't care. You care where am I on LinkedIn, where am I on Instagram. And just follow me anywhere and listen to our podcast, Sell or Die. It's classic. And people want to know, as soon as they come on to one of these webinars, grab me early. What are you going to talk about? Well, I'm going to talk about history, like the origin of the swine flu, because the flu is like the biggest thing on the planet right now. Many of you don't know where it started. It started here. That's the swine flu origin.
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Rule 1, make the prospect laugh and think within the first minute of your talk, or you're going to spend the rest of your talk trying to recover. Laughing leads to comfort. Here's something funny. Honk if you love Jesus. Text while driving if you want to meet him. It's funny.
It is.
It's welcome 4- classic. Humor makes people like you and feel comfortable enough to buy from you. So my WTF is what the fun, or where's the fun? The theme of this webinar is from my book, Get Shit Done. It looks like this because you're not allowed to have bad words on your book title, but you can imply them by putting an asterisk in there, which I think is absolutely hysterical. And if you grab this, this link, you'll get an ebook called Good, Better, Best, and it will ask you which one are you. And it explains a very deep philosophy about how you can become more successful. So it's an easy read. Make sure you grab it. bit.ly/GBB-ebook, and you'll get it for free.
And our boy Alex just put it in the chat as well to make it super easy.
Okay, cool. Cool. Here's the secret. Once you have proven yourself and you've given a little bit of background and you've given some value, then and only then can you begin talking about you. Most people introduce themselves right away. Big mistake. So, this is a picture of me in the summer of 1947. It's a topless shoot. If you see the background, there's a car in the background. That was a new car. I grew up in the St. Clair Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey. My grandfather and father owned the hotel, and we lived there in the summer, pretty much half the year. Margate, New Jersey after that. This is my first nude shoot on the beach. Summer of 1948, you can see the steel pier in the background, very famous place. Time flies. 1955, I was making sales door to door, bought candy bars for a nickel, sold them for a dime, gave all the money to charity. 67, I dropped out of college and landed in Europe knowing everything. Until I realized I didn't know who the Habsburgs were because I cheated off of Louis Poland in modern European history and had to start reading. I actually read The Diary of Anne Frank on Anne Frank's doorstep.
Wow.
By 1973, I opened my own business and I was selling door to door in New York City. The twins pictured there are now 47 years old. Time flies. In late 1974, I made my first $1 million sale in New York City. New York City is not an easy place to make a $100 sale, let alone $1 million sale. I grew up in Atlantic City in Haddonfield, New Jersey. This was our house in Haddonfield. Side yard that now has 2 houses built on it. We stressed 6 things in my family growing up. And you might want to take a note of these because it will help you and your family. Family unity, education, do the right thing, don't measure, just give, the understanding of money, and humor. Those were our family values as I was growing up through grade school, and I even lived at home going to college. I went to Temple University. I could have dropped out of any school, but I chose to drop out of Temple. I dropped out because it didn't teach me anything about my major, which was business, marketing, and management.
We had that in common.
Yeah, my finance teacher, I asked him a question, what do you do if your customer bounces a $10,000 check? And he said, we don't cover that here. And I said, good, then I'm out.
Jeffrey, sorry to interrupt. I had a very similar, my question was to my, it was a macroeconomics teacher. I asked, have you ever ran a business yourself or been part of a successful business? And the answer was no. So like you, I was like
douchebag, right.
I'm out of here.
Exactly. Well, I would play Giotto in the back of the room, which is you have a 5-letter word and the guy next to you has a 5-letter word, and you have to give him words with 5 letters and he tells you which one of your letters is in the word. And it takes about a period to play.
Nice.
I'm going to share a story this morning, or wherever you are, of productivity, sales venture and adventure that took me from a student of sales to multiple $1 million+ sales in New York City, to author the best-selling sales book of all time, and all the elements that got me there, and how I use productivity, differentiation, and ideas to beat my competition and win business, and get this very importantly, at my price. And so can you. So the challenge for you is not just pay attention, concentrate. Just invest a few minutes in me, and I promise you the rewards will be lifetime. As Scott told you early on, I coined and trademarked the phrase, people don't like to be sold, but they love to buy. I don't want to be sold a car. I want to buy a car. I don't want to be sold a sweater at a department store. I want to buy the sweater. And once you understand that, then you understand how to address your own customers. And I started to write, and my phone going off. And I wrote 15 books until this one, the 16th book, Get Shit Done. I didn't actually propose this book to my publisher. They called me and said, we need a book called Get Shit Done. Can you do it? And I go, sure. And they gave me money. I'm like, okay. And I literally, I had so much written already in my library of intellectual property. It only took me 120 days to complete the book. I became known as the global authority on sales. I was actually chosen by the Napoleon Hill Foundation to annotate Napoleon Hill's first writings. It's called Truthful Living. You can get it online. Wow. Let's go back to you. Enough about me. We're in a boom right now. Stock market notwithstanding, it's all bullshit. We're in a boom. Buildings are going up all over the place. You go out in your city, you look around, you see cranes all over the place. And this webinar is about how to take advantage of the boom for you. But my question is, my challenge to you is, how dedicated are you to getting better? So I'm going to begin by saying, okay, you wake up in the morning, what do? You have like a cup of coffee and take a shower and drive to work and think you got there, quote, on time? And no. This is what I've been doing. I have a morning regimen, and this is what I've been doing for the past 25 years, every morning, Saturday and Sunday included. I wake up and I write, read, prepare. That causes me to think and create. I usually read before I write, but it's in no particular order. So, for example, I'm preparing this webinar. It took me 10 hours to do. And in the middle of it, I'm thinking and creating for you. My daily ongoing commitment to learning, and as a result of that, earning. I'm still a student every single day. That's what caused this book to be published and completed. It's the ultimate guide to productivity, and I'm going to share with you some interesting insights about it so you can understand it from your perspective. How do you measure productivity? Well, if you're in sales, it's real easy. You just add up your sales at the end of a day or a week or a month or a sales plan according to your, it's one of the most amazing things to me is goal setting, where your boss gives you a goal and then you make a goal to achieve their goal. Like, I don't understand that part of the process. And then why do you procrastinate? Why do you do dumb shit? Distractions are the Achilles heel of productivity. So I'm going to give you the major ones right now so you can understand which ones apply to you. You go, oh my God, I do that. And that causes a waste of your time. You're spending time rather than investing time. Too many alerts. Your smartphone dings more than it rings. Just turn them off. You don't need them. Irrelevant people. Personal waste of time interruptions that distract you from getting your shit done. Phone calls and texts you can avoid. Incoming calls and texts that are neither urgent nor important. Meetings. I don't have to say anything. Just have a hard stop and move along. Drinking to dull your life. Beer, wine, and booze. 3 productivity destroyers. Because you go to sleep and you're halfway drunk and you wake up in the morning and wonder why you can't get anything done in the morning. Like, dude, go to sleep sober. I've only been doing it for 25 years. So far it's working. I got 16 books. You don't. And the only difference between me and you is how I fall asleep at night. TV, Netflix, Hulu, YouTube. Too many hours of mind-numbing nonsense. Ask yourself this. This is $1 million question. Will watching this show double my income? And if it won't, maybe you should pick something else to do. You may want to invest your time rather than spend your time in something that will earn you money. You're watching TV, I'm writing a book. Addiction, which you may not even know that you have. It's urgent, thought-diverting need for anything. Tobacco, alcohol, some people drugs, some people food, but something that causes you to lose your focus, to lose your concentration on something while you're in the middle of it. You need a smoke. You need to eat something. Just, dude, you don't need that. What you need is to finish what you're working on. Time diversions and non-priorities, like priorities that you think are priorities. Party, social waste of time, bars, watching a ball game, shopping, social media responses. Waste of time. More of a waste of time actually than cold calling. Goal distractions. Some people have a side hustle. Like, what's that all about? You either have a place to you either focus on what you're doing or you're going to lose your focus on both of them. Evening waste of time and indulgences. Political involvement. Just stay away from it. If you can't affect it, get out of it. The NAT factor, your attention span or lack thereof. And this is my favorite one, is the moth to the light bulb factor. Easily distracted by things that look more interesting than what you're doing. The grass always looks greener, but rarely is. And finally, other people's drama. Paying too much attention to other people's shit and not enough attention to your own. Don't worry about who got beat up in a parking lot. Don't worry about what burnt down. Focus on your customer, how you can help them build their business and win, and you'll make sales. Actually, you'll earn sales. So my statement is, if you want to get shit done, first you have to get your shit together. In 1984, Apple had one of the coolest ads of all time. It was called Think Different. And it showed all the people of the world who thought differently and became the most respected people on the planet. So I'm going to ask you, in your sales and in your productivity, you have to think, you don't think sale, you think response, you think outcome, you think help, you think serve, you think customer, you think relationship. All of those things will help you get to referral, and you don't have to think about it. People will give them to you. You want to make a sale, or you want to create an outcome? That's a real question. You can't see it, but I'm fat. I'm not fat. I'm just kind of fat. 20 pounds I wish I didn't have. And don't be laughing at me. How many of you are fat? How many of you have 10 pounds on you that you wish you didn't have, or 20? We're so overweight as a nation. If we were invaded by enemies, we couldn't run away. But you go to the gym, and there's a guy sitting there at the door, and he says, hey, you don't have to exercise today. I have this pill. It simulates 45 minutes on all the machines, and it's cardio for an hour. You want the pill or sweat? I'll go pill. Of course, everybody wants the pill. The fast way, because you're not interested in exercise, you're interested in outcome. What happens after the exercise? You got that? Outcome. Your customer wants an outcome. They don't want to buy your copy machine. They want to make copies. This is John Varvatos. He's a clothier guy. You can tell by his fancy necklace, necktie, whatever it is, scarf. This is his store where I used to shop in New York City, Soho, Boutique. I saw this shirt there and I go, man, I really like that shirt, but it's 10% sales tax in New York City. I live in Charlotte. I said, hey, can you ship this to me? And they go, sure, we can do that. And this arrived. Sold, delivered. I wonder if that's ever happened to you and your customers. It wasn't even buttoned. Look how it was buttoned all down to the bottom. So I called John Varvatos on the phone and I wasn't important enough to respond to. So I let my 111,000 Twitter followers know, and who knows what would happen from there. Somebody calls you, you respond no matter what. What happens after the customer buys, that's response. That's outcome. What happens after the customer takes ownership, that's outcome. They don't want to buy your stuff. They want to have the best long-term outcome of buying your stuff. Once you understand that, you can begin to refocus your entire pitch or your sales presentation, sorry to use that word. But you need to make certain that the customer understands that the value is for them, not making your sale. Customers want the best. They want great service. They want to produce more. They want to profit more. They want honesty. They want help, and they want to win. And if you're not giving them that, you're going to lose. They don't want a deal. They don't want 20% off. They don't want if you buy now. They want a relationship with somebody that they can count on to serve them after they purchase. The main reason that salespeople fail or only reach a level of mediocrity, I want you to get this, is that they don't concentrate on the customer's outcome. They're only focused on their own income. Once you get that, you have one of the deepest secrets of sales. Let's go a little deeper. This is a productivity formula in 4.5 easy steps. Define what you intend to do, not a goal, an intention. Because if you have a goal and you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like doing it, it don't get done, dude. Goals don't matter if intentions are lacking, plain and simple. The second thing is to self-discover why you're intending to do it. What's your outcome? What's your final thing? Is your mortgage payment due and you're scared to death? Or are you looking forward to taking a vacation? Or maybe getting married or having a baby or buying a house? Not to make more money, why? But what will you do with the money, why? That will create intention, and that will create productivity, and that will create money. You learn to make an achievement plan that actually works. Something that you can look at and go, oh, I can do this. And then you do it day by day. You start small, achieve something each day for a week, and get in the habit of achieving and then celebrating the achievement. And I don't mean get drunk on your face, celebrate. I mean just having a woo celebration. And this is important, number 4. You're not alone in sales, even though you think you are. Enlist the aid of your free sales force, the voice of your customers. That's what works the best. A testimonial, proof in today's world. Someone posts a video about how great you are on Facebook or on LinkedIn or on YouTube. Dude, it's money in the bank. And 4.5, and this is what I do, I add even if your ass falls off to every goal, idea, and plan. I'm going to do this by Thursday, even if my ass falls off. And all of a sudden, the intensity and the emotion are right there. Most goals and plans lack the emotion that they need to create urgency and the urgency that people need to achieve them. Stop spending time, begin investing time in yourself first. You want to be the best salesperson you can be? First, you better be the best person you can be. Same with best dad, be the best person. Best mom, be the best person. Determine your personal intention, dedicate actions to your real why, plan for your total achievement, invest time in yourself, and apply the do until you have the best. Best is exactly what you want, not second best. That's for first losers. Or you can watch TV. The reality is you're watching TV or at a bar, and I'm thinking, I'm thinking. The reality is you're watching TV or at a bar and I'm creating. Got it so far? I'm thinking, I'm creating. You're watching TV or at a bar and I'm reading. You're watching TV or at a bar and I'm writing. You got it so far? I'm doing the things, the self-discipline things that will help me get to the next level and will certainly help you to get to the next level. Or you can just know everything. Salespeople already know everything. Problem is they don't do it. You're watching TV and I'm preparing. You're watching TV and I'm making money. Every time you're at a bar, I'm making money. Fair? This is you watching TV. Love SpongeBob. He's like one of my favorite dudes. Squidward is my favorite character. But come on. Can't be any better than that, can it? The reality is you choose how you invest your time in yourself. And most people just put it off, plain and simple. My statement is you don't get great at sales in a day, you get great at sales day by day. And of course, people don't like to be sold, but they love to buy. The customer buys you first. The first sale that's made is you. If they don't buy you, dude, they ain't buying nothing. It's about focusing on outcome. Get the right outcome, you'll have a way, way better income. Got it so far? All right, that's where we're at. Now, I want to talk to you about how to make sales for the next 10 years. That's a fair thing? Would you like to know how to make sales for the next 10 years? Well, I've written a book on it. It's called The Sales Manifesto. It was my, 15th book, I think, maybe 14th, I'm not sure. Weak salespeople look at quotas and become fearful. Mediocre salespeople look at quotas as a goal. Manifesto salespeople look at quotas and laugh. Be manifesto. My sales perspective, soon to be your sales perspective, flies in the face of traditional selling for one reason. I'm disruptive. I checked it, and I was disruptive before Gary Vaynerchuk was born. The old way of selling doesn't work anymore. And for those of you who don't understand what the old way of selling is, it's this: cold calling, find the pain, challenge the prospect. Challenge the prospect. Can you imagine reading that book to challenge a sale and then going in, you're a 27-year-old kid and you challenge a 55-year-old CEO who throws you out into the hallway? Not going to work. Just harmonize, don't challenge. Cold calling, find the pain, challenge the prospect, pitch the product, close the sale, customer satisfaction is all bullshit. And it's over. What you want to know is what's now, what's new, and what's next. And I'm about to give you that. Your next 10 years of sales is this: value attraction, social attraction, not the law of attraction. Find the pleasure, not the pain. You both like movies, you both like the same sports team, your kid plays t-ball in the same league. Find the pleasure, find the link. Ask emotional questions, not wallet questions, not qualifying questions. So stupid, qualifying questions. Qualify the buyer. There's never been a dumber statement made in sales. Discover their motive to buy. Why do they want to buy? Not how much money do they have. Confirm the urgency of your offer. Give after the sale value. Earn customer loyalty, not customer satisfaction. And then earn referrals. Don't ask for them. You don't give information and make a sales presentation. You transfer confidence and create perceived value. I'm going to give you that again because you're looking at the secret of selling here. You don't give information and make a sales presentation. That's over. You transfer confidence in who you are and what you're talking about or what you're asking, and you create Not value. You don't add value. You create perceived value. These are very subtle things, but this is the heart of the sales process right here. Attract with message, engage with value, connect with emotion, and sell with proof. I tweeted it one morning. See the time, 6:37 a.m.? What were you doing at 6:37 a.m.? I got 15 retweets and 38 likes, and I can do that literally any day of the week. I engaged about 22,000 people for free. For free. So I'm going to give you in a nutshell, and we can take it from there. Your yes attitude and personal belief put you on a mental path to success. Think about where you are mentally. Your understanding of why customers buy your product or your service gives you sales insight, which you need way more of than a presentation. Your face-to-face networking gets you contacts, leads, and builds relationships with the people that you already know. Your social networking builds attraction, engagement, followers, and ultimately connections if they perceive there's enough value and that you are a low risk to connect with. Your use of business social media, and it's social media is not business. It's business social media. It builds your online presence, your reputation, and of course, your Google juice. Your company website, and get this, combined with your personal website, your personal blog, your own YouTube channel, your social presence and value messages from what you write, get you positioned and known in your market on Google and in the mind of your customer. And if you do the right messaging, it's top of mind, not just in the mind. Your internet position and Google presence get you branded, known, and respected. Your attraction gets you known and called. It's value attraction, not the law of attraction. Your perceived value created the attraction. Once you have all that, your name will get you in the door. But most people aren't willing to do that hard work. I call up, I go, Jeffrey Gittimer. They go, wow, I have your books. Can you come over? Well, that's what I was going to ask, dude. Thanks for beating me to the punch. The doormat says Google because you have Googled the customer before you walk in, unless you're a fool. Dude, they're Googling you. You don't have to introduce yourself. They already know who you are. You don't have to say one damn word about what you did, where you come from, who you work for. They go to LinkedIn, they go to Twitter. They find out all about you in about 2 minutes as you're walking from their office lobby into their office. Your reputation precedes you, and the customer Googles you as you walk in the door, and never forget that. You better start telling me stuff I can't find online, or I'm going to ask you to walk out the door you just walked in. Your deep belief in what you sell will create emotional engagement with your prospect. You don't believe deeply? Go find another job. Your CRM helps you keep their facts top of mind so you can concentrate on helping your customer win. CRM is the most purchased, least used software in the history of the computer. I don't know why you don't just fill out some details so you're always on top of what your circumstance is. Let's take it deeper. Your creativity differentiates you from your competition. You can create an advantage every single time you walk in to a sales call based on your creativity. An idea is what you need to walk in with, not a bunch of slides. Your compelling presentation skills earn attention, respect, and help you transfer your message. You want the other person has to say, I get it, I agree with it, I think I can do it, I'm willing to try it. I believe this guy, I trust this guy, my risk is low from this guy. That's compelling presentation skills. Your love of what you do creates a compelling, passionate message. If you don't love it, get the hell out of there. Dude, get the hell out of there. Your questions emotionally engage and create rapport. Don't ask me what my budget is. Don't ask me if I've ever heard of you. That's a stupid ass question. No, so leave. Like, why do you set yourself up for a no? I don't understand that. Ask them a question where the response is, no one's ever asked me that question before. Why don't you try that? If I'm a real estate, I don't mean to give away mean secrets, but here's a good one. If I'm a real estate person and I'm trying to sell you a $500,000 home or a $250,000 home, I'm going to ask you, do you have a mortgage right now? And what's that payment? Have you ever missed a payment? Have you pre-qualified? What's your budget? Really, dude? I'm here to buy a house, not to get interrogated. And they're going to say, oh, I'm just trying to help you. No, you're not. You're not trying to help me at all. You're trying to qualify me. Qualification and help have nothing in common. You want to help the person? Sit them down, pour them a cup of coffee, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, and say, hey, you guys, before we get started on this, I'd like each of you to tell me about the bedroom that you grew up in. Whoa, there's a deep question, an emotionally engaging question that will immediately take you back to a place in time that hopefully was a positive one. And I can ask, is that the kind of bedroom you want for your kids? Now I'm engaged. Now I can show them $1 million house and we'll see if they can qualify for it. Your questions uncover prospects' motives for buying and reveals their urgency to own what you're offering. Why do they want to buy? That's the whole deal. Your questions get you real answers and they will earn respect or disrespect based on the way you ask them. Hi, I'm looking for a house in your neighborhood. Do you have a house for sale? Click. You know why they clicked on you? Because you're the smartest person in the world. Your questions differentiate you from your competition. Your ideas get you listened to and talked about. Guy came in with an idea. I love ideas. Or do I just want a set of slides that marketing put together for me? If you get a slide deck from marketing, this is what I'd like you to do. Give it back to them. Tell them to make 5 sales and come back to you and report their findings. That will eliminate an awful lot of dumbass slides being sent back. Here's our new deck, right? Your ideas differentiate you and they prove your value. Prove it. But you have to have an idea. That means you have to work at night instead of drink at night or watch TV at night or both. Your product pitch is largely wasted on deaf ears and could have been found online. I recommend salespeople send it to the customer the night before and say, listen, here's my boring slides. I'm bringing a couple of ideas tomorrow because I need to talk about you, your productivity, your morale, and your profit. Fair enough? Yeah, that's fair enough. Your old world selling tactics cost respect and business. Well, what's it going to take to get your business? God, seriously, you have to ask that question? Your understanding of outcome, how your product is used after purchase, is the key to your sales success. Your price and proposal compares you to your competition, the people you wish were dead. Your perceived value differentiates you and gets you bought again and again. It's not just the sales factor, it's the loyalty factor. Your perceived value gets you bought at your price. Mr. Jones, my prices are fair and my prices are firm. Whoa. But here's the rub. The customer's unspoken risk, not your price, is the real barrier. Because if they perceive no risk and they perceive your value is better, they're going to buy, even if you're not the lowest price. Well, my customer only buys the lowest price. No, they don't, dude. And neither do you. And stop telling me that crap. It's an excuse. It's a blame. Why don't you take responsibility for your value presented and you can win at any price. Your testimonials prove your worth and your value, what someone else says about you. And if the customer perceives no differentiating value, then they'll compare price and buy price from anybody. The secret, and my secret has been, to the huge win is value first. This is my marketing philosophy. You'll never find it in any marketing book in the world. I put myself in front of people that can say yes to me, and I deliver value first, period. Once your product or service is delivered, all truth is revealed. Whatever you sold them in that wooden box, all of a sudden becomes highly visible. So your ability to deliver beyond expectation gets you talked about, bought again, and referred, comma, potentially. Your availability, ease of doing business, speed of response, and friendliness creates a customer's desire to buy beyond price. That's the whole deal. I want to get somebody to buy at my price, not at their perceived price. Well, I can get this cheaper on Amazon. Well, buy it from Amazon, then go try to return it or get it serviced. Your ability to stay in touch and provide continued value creates repeat business, referrals, loyalty, word of mouth advertising, and the law of value attraction. Referrals, especially unsolicited, are the report card for what and how your customer thinks of you and how they value you. Here's a summary. You learn by clarification of situation and opportunity. You become proficient by taking action. You master by repetition of process. That's a quote of mine. So, now what are you going to do? I've just given you a brain full. You have notes. You're oh shit, what do I do now? And the answer is you do this. You ask yourself, who do I need to become to attract who I want and what I want? You make all decisions based on the person you seek to become, because those are always long-term decisions, not I got a quota I got to meet by the end of the month. And I know I'm selling the wrong guy, but my boss needs the money. I don't think end of the month. I think end of time. It's a much better thought process. You take responsibility for yourself. Don't worry about being accountable. Be responsible. You can be accountable to somebody else, but you be responsible for yourself. Otherwise, you're a blamer. Opposite of responsibility, blame. Record your notes. If you took notes here, record them. Make your own podcast. Listen to it for 30 days and you'll actually take action. I recommend you post your goals on your bathroom mirror until they become your intentions. Goals and intentions are linked. Intentions actually precede goal setting. If you fall short of intention, you will not likely achieve the goal you set. Achievement and success boils down to one person. And every morning in the bathroom mirror, you're looking at him, baby. Thanks for your time today. Download the link, get the freebie book, and I promise you will be a better person, finally, the best person you possibly can be. Thanks for being my customer today.
I love it. I love it. Jeffrey, thank you, man. I've got a ton of questions. We got 10 more minutes. We've got a bunch of good questions from the community.
Cool.
But first off, I got to say, like, you know, a lot of this stuff you're saying resonated with me, like particularly, you know, I can look at my life and when things aren't going the way I want them to go, typically it's because I'm trying to be the best, let's say, salesperson or best head of revenue and not like the best person. I'm not going to the gym. I'm not doing the reading. I'm not doing the writing, all those things. And so I totally can get behind what you're saying. Okay.
Not hugging your, you know, I don't know whether you have kids or not, but if you're not hugging your kids, if your kids aren't hugging you back, something's drastically wrong.
Totally.
And you have to hug yourself first. Otherwise, you're not going to know what a hug is.
Amen. It's like what do they say on airplanes? Put on your oxygen mask before helping others.
While you're screaming your ass off.
Yeah. All right. So here we've got a comment first. I got to lead with this one. Chris Gerhardt. Chris, thank you for the nice comment. Chris says, this is the best webinar I've sat in on with Sales Hacker to date.
Woo.
So there you go. You can add that to the laundry list of amazing things you've achieved already. All right.
Thank you.
First question. What are some actual actionable ways you can transfer confidence? You mentioned a couple slides back that it's about transferring your confidence to a potential prospect or a buyer. What are some actionable ways you do that?
The best thing to do is use proof, either social proof or video proof, in order to be able to make the customer feel at ease and lower their risk factor. If you say it, it's bragging. If somebody else says it about you, it's proof. And so you have to employ the value, the full value of social, which now exists everywhere. One of the things I wouldn't have time for today, I asked this question: are you a 5? Used to be Bo Derek was a 10 until she turned 80. Now she's a 5. But the 5 factor is literally, the 5 factor is what everything is rated by. Yelp, TripAdvisor, Google, Amazon Books. It's all about a 5. How would your customers rate you? And even a harder one, how would you rate yourself? So if you're not in the 5 category, you're not going to be able to transfer confidence. And if you don't have social proof, you're not going to be able to transfer confidence. I don't care who the hell you are. You're going to just be bragging, or you're going to say, trust me.
Yeah. I love it. All right, going to another question. I'm just going to rapid fire these at you.
Go for it.
We only got a couple minutes left. So this is a really good one. So you talk a lot about, the new world we live in, social media playing such a huge integral role. And I agree. It's been huge in my life. Question is, how do you actually go about monetizing that social reach? How do you
The answer is, if you're thinking about monetizing your social reach, you're thinking incorrectly. Great. Your social reach builds your reputation, and then you monetize yourself. Nothing. You're not going to get oh, I saw your shit on social media. It's so good. Here's my check for $100,000. No, dude. There's no ROI on social media. It's return on your invested time. And that's the real value of social media is, how does it make you look? Here's what to do. Go to Mother Google, who knows everything about everyone. She's actually Santa Claus. She knows when you're sleeping, knows when you're awake, knows if you're bad, knows if you're good, and reads all your mail. But Google your own name and see what pops up. That's what your customers are seeing. And make certain that you don't, I'm number 1 on Google. Bullshit. You need to be the first 10 pages on Google. Make that your mission. And that means you're writing, you're speaking someplace in public, you're doing things of value in your community, you're members of this, your kids do that. Get to be the first 10 pages.
Love it and agree. I think that whoever coined the term social selling, and I hope it wasn't you, I think did a big kind of misdeed to salespeople everywhere.
Right, they think they're going to sit back and wait for a check to arrive. It's not happening.
Yeah, exactly. It's a way to extrapolate your reputation.
I will tell you this: if you try to socially sell, there will be one envelope that will arrive every month, and that's your mortgage bill. That's not going to go away. So you better figure out a different way to earn money.
Amen. Amen. All right. We got probably time for one, maybe 2 more questions. This is a good one. Alexandru, thank you for the question. This is around technology, right? Important piece in the world we live in now. How do you use CRM or automation in order to scale the value you provide to more and more people?
You can use automation through maybe artificial intelligence that might help you with the answers that you've used in the past. But CRM is not going to help you make a sale. CRM is going to help you remember data. CRM will help you create proposal, but you need an email. It ain't going to tell you how to write the email. It's just going to say you need the email follow-up with the Jones Company. So understand that it is you who creates that value out there, and it is you who creates that buying atmosphere out there. The CRM is simply the tool that will help you get there. And all the other sales tools that you use, they're helping you make a sale. They're creating an atmosphere where you don't have to worry about the details so that you can make the sale.
Yeah, agreed. It always goes in my eyes, people, process, technology. Technology just allows you to do
Right.
the
People
process and the people. Yeah.
if you're looking for an easy way to make money, go to Walmart and get a job in the warehouse. It's consistent money. It will always be there. And if you're gregarious, you can be a greeter. Welcome to Walmart. So I'm challenging you that if you're looking for an easy answer, forget it. There's no shortcuts in sales. Take the long cut.
Yeah, agreed. One of my favorite quotes is, well, let's not butcher it here, is if you do the hard things, your life becomes easy. If you do the easy things, your life becomes hard.
Most salespeople will not do the hard work that it takes to make selling easy.
Yeah, yeah. All right, this is the last one here. I know you're a busy guy, so this is from Chris.
I'm exceptionally busy, Scott. This is like running overtime. Thank God
right.
for paying me all this money.
Thank goodness, man. All right, so Chris just wants to know, your ideas on gratitude. Interesting question. I like it.
What I normally will do is first of all, I have everyone who I deal with in life, I have their text. And I will, if they send me something or they do something for me, I will immediately do something with a selfie that goes right to them. Grateful for this, grateful for that. But I try to give every one of my customers a weekly value message. Now, I've been doing that for like 17 or 18 years. So I don't know if it's working yet or not. I'm going to do it for another 17 or 18, and then that's it. I'm going to quit. But I try to provide them with ideas and information that they can use. That not only shows my gratitude for their business, but it keeps me top of mind. So gratitude is one thing, and top of mind is a whole other thing. And if you can combine them, you're going to win.
I love that. I love that. Stay top of mind, stay in gratitude. I think that's an excellent place to wrap up. Jeffrey, thank you so much for the time, man. It's been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you. I know our community really enjoyed it, and we'll definitely have to have you back. And there's talks that we may break the Sales Hacker webinar registration record next.
Oh, cool.
There's talks about it.
Listen, I'm just going to tell you this. We can easily do it.
All right.
If I can get 2,000 people, you double my fee. Is that fair enough?
Easy. I'll double whatever you call it. Double remortgage my place for you.
Cool. In the meantime, this has been my pleasure. I love the Sales Hacker community. I've given a lot of stuff. I'm friends with Max. I have a lot of respect for the community that you built. You're doing a wonderful job for salespeople, and that's why I decided to participate.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And for those who hung out with us today, thank you so much. Go out and provide some value to some people. Take care.